Ladies and gentlemen, this is the ASMOKE AS350 portable pellet grill. To be honest, this review might end up being a bit long-winded, but the truth of the matter is that I've been having so much fun with this product since I bought it that I just couldn't stop filming. In this video, we're going to perform a real quick unbox, assemble it, run over its functions and features, get it ready to grill, break out the thermal camera for some unique insights in operation, we'll smoke a couple things, I'll show you how I ended up storing it, and then finally render a verdict. This product does ship in a large box, which clearly indicates what's inside. Just a heads up in case those wretched porch pirates happen to be active in your area. Everything inside is very nicely packaged, but there are still a few more items to unwrap. Inside the accessory box, ASMOKE has included the grease tray, the meat probe, a surprisingly decent basting brush, the handle, an IEC power cord, the 2B installed legs, the elevated rack, and the heat shield. But we're not done. We've also got the main rack, the water tray, and the ashtray inside. Overall, I'm very happy with how the manufacturer packaged everything. It's done so in a way that I don't see it being damaged during transit. In order to assemble, we first need to put her on her back. It's from this position that we'll attach both sets of legs as well as the ashtray drawer. The screws for the legs are already installed in the grill, so you'll first need to remove. The screws for the ashtray drawer are in a little baggie. I personally used a little power screwdriver here, but if all you've got is the manual variety, you should still be good to go. And almost done, we need to install the handle next. The mounting screws can be found already threaded inside of it. Unscrew, insert through the pre-punched holes, and rescrew. Pretty easy. To finish out assembly, we'll hang the grease trap on the side, slide the ashtray into place, and call this job complete. I can then finally plug it in and perform the very satisfying task of peeling off the protective screen film. In order to start using the AS350, we need to perform a couple of break-in procedures as outlined in the curiously written Quick Start Guide. For some reason, it repeatedly refers to the reader as Lord. I find this both weird and flattering. The very first thing we need to do is verify the igniter is working properly. The manual states that one is to set the temp to smoke and then manually feel for hot air rising from the firebox. I did just that and, as expected, felt the warm breeze. To give you guys a better view of what I'm talking about, here's the firebox as it appears to my thermal camera. In essence, this pellet grill ignites the fuel by using what amounts to a very small heat gun. It's actually pretty cool to see in infrared. The last thing to do before moving this outside is talk about this odd piece. It's not referenced in the Quick Start Guide manual or even the parts list. The only place I find mention of it is in a little card describing their ASCA system. It tells one to use this accessory when using any third-party pellets. It basically sits over the firebox grates and does, something. Okay, moving on. Basic operation is very simple. We've got a high quality dial that lets one select temperature from smoke, which is actually 180 degrees, all the way up to high, which is actually 500. The prime button just manually runs the auger, while the FC button changes units between Fahrenheit and Celsius. So, I've got to say that I personally find the AS350's display excellent. It doesn't come across as anything special on camera, but in person it's bright, contrasty, and looks really premium. Before actually using the ASMOKE, we first need to add some fuel and prime. This begins the process of moving pellets from the hopper to the firebox via the auger. To do this, just set the machine to smoke and let it do its thing, at a very slow pace. Because I was a bit impatient, I just kept juicing the prime button to speed things up a bit. The footage you're currently seeing is sped up several times. When you see pellets dropping in, it's primed. Go ahead and then reinstall the interior grilling components. The manual further recommends a 1-hour burn-in period, which simply means running it at a temp exceeding 300 degrees for 60 minutes. I set it to 350 and let it do its thing. For me, this was exciting because I finally got to see my new toy, serious cooking tool, doing some work. During startup, I was pleased to see copious amounts of smoke billowing out the back. After burn-in was complete, and because I'm new to pellet smoking overall, I was really curious to see exactly what was happening in the firebox during operation. In other words, how does this work? To find out, I removed the heat shield, pointed my zoom lens in the right direction, and hit start. This is once again sped up several times, but it drops in a bunch of pellets, ignites them with hot air, and then stokes the fire with a blower. I personally find this very cool, especially when it gets going and looks like the entrance to Dante's Inferno. Now, one of the common complaints I read about this unit is that it has a tough time holding a consistent temperature. This does not surprise me as it has a simple temp-based controller. To get single degree level precision, you need to spend a lot more on a unit with a PID controller. It also doesn't really bother me. To my way of thinking, people have been creating great meals with ballpark heat estimates since fire was invented. The fact that I can get reasonably close by just turning a dial is enough luxury for me. That said, I was still curious what the ASMOKE could do. To test, I'm using my calibrated thermometer with a high-temp thermocouple placed inside. I'm going to run the AS350 for 1 hour at 200 degrees and see how much temperature fluctuation we see. And here are the results plotted using a 1-minute interval. The gray line represents the set temp of 200 and the orange line represents the average measured temp of 211.53 degrees. The actual measurements did bounce around quite a bit. After hitting a high of 231 degrees, it dropped to 184 before climbing back above 200 and playing jump rope with that average line for the next 40 minutes. Like I mentioned a moment ago, could you get more precision by spending more money? Yes. However, to my way of thinking, we're grilling, not tuning an engine, so I consider this performance not just good, but good enough. The next thing I wanted to show you guys was running amperage. While this probably isn't too important for home use, it might be if you plan on taking this tailgating or camping. To my surprise, while starting up and thus running the heater, it was only drawing 1.92 amps or about 230 watts. This is surprisingly low and easily within the capability of many portable power banks or truck bed outlets. When the fire is ignited and running, power drops to about 0.43 amps when the auger is running and just 0.07 when it's only the blower. The very last thing I wanted to show you guys before a little grilling action is this product's thermal profile while running. Much to my surprise, almost all the heat is contained in the firebox and the grill portion of the unit. Before I purchased this, I was a little sketched out at the idea of keeping the fuel right next to the grill. But the FLIR camera doesn't lie. Those little internal sheet metal partitions really do their job. And with that, it's finally time to put some meat on this thing. I'm going to start off with some wings. Mostly because they're cheap, I love them, and they're hard to mess up. I found a recipe online that instructs one to smoke them for 1 hour, then raise the temp to 350 for 30 minutes. For the record, here's what about 3 pounds of wings and drums look like on the ASMOKE. After completing the cook per the recipe, they looked great and smelled even better, but weren't super crispy, so I turned them all over and gave them another 10 minutes. The results were fantastic. Cleanup post-cook pretty much consists of just vacuuming out the ash, which with a shop vac is really easy. I also went ahead and purchased a portable camp grill table. Basically, I wanted something that would get the grill to an appropriate height and then fold away when not in use. This one is from Camco and fits the AS350 perfectly. If you're interested, I'll place a link below. It's an associate link for which the channel will earn a small commission. Use is greatly appreciated. The next thing I wanted to try was smoking using some different pellets. Because they're pretty much ubiquitous, I'm going to give the Traeger Gourmet Blend a go. It's a mix of hickory, maple, and cherry. Also, to simulate camping, I'm going to try my next cook using only my EcoFlow River for power. It's a 576 watt-hour unit that should provide plenty of amps and time at my previously measured draw rates. After turning her on, I'm pleased to report that just as before, power draw is low, only 227 watts on startup. For this cook, I'm going to be trying a brisket, but not just any brisket, a cheap one. It's personally one of my favorites, but I've never done one, so I didn't want my first go to be on something expensive. I picked up some Rubwise brand rub off Amazon based solely on its 5-star reviews, so that's what I'll be coating it with. After preheating to 220, it was go time. You'll also notice that I'm using 2 temperature probes here. One is the built-in unit on the AS350 and the other is my Bluetooth-enabled ThermoPro. I'm using them both primarily because I want to compare the 2 temps. Going forward, I'll likely just use the ThermoPro so I can remotely monitor it. For those worried, the indicated temps matched exactly, both 55 degrees, so I'd call that perfect. Oh, and one more thing, because small briskets tend to dry, I'm going to fill the built-in water tray in an attempt to retain moisture. And here we are 4 hours later. How'd we do?
Good?
That's pretty good, yeah. Alright, that's pretty fine.
Good?
That's pretty good.
Wait, should do one more.
Okay.
Hey, look at that juice come out.
Well, it's got a fantastic smoke ring and the flavor was amazing, but it was still pretty tough. That's not the ASMOKE's fault though, it's because I used a $12 brisket with hardly any fat in it. What this does do though is make me really excited to go buy a more expensive one and try again. Also, over approximately 4 hours, I only used 35% of the EcoFlow's battery, so running this grill off a power bank is totally realistic. Before wrapping up, I did want to provide you guys some dimensions. Although this is a portable pellet grill, it's actually not that small. We've got 21.5 inches wide and 24.5 if you include the grease tray. Depth-wise, we're looking at 14 and an eighth or 17 with the handle and 16 inches high. As far as cooking volume goes, we've got 13 inches deep, 14 inches wide, and 6.5 inches tall. For those who like running numbers, you'll notice that 13 times 14 is only 182, a bit shy of the advertised 256 square inches of cooking surface. Well, to get to their number, you also need to include the second grilling rack that sits on top of the main one. To me, that's a slightly misleading way to advertise. When it comes to covering your new grill, at the time of publishing this video, ASMOKE does not make a cover that fits the AS350. However, I did find one that almost fits on Amazon, link below. It also falls squarely into the good enough category. Okay, so overall, what do we think of the ASMOKE AS350 portable pellet grill and smoker? In short, I love it. But that doesn't mean it's perfect. I like its build quality, which is very similar to that of a Traeger, its portability, its nice looking, easy to use controls, the fact it smokes effortlessly, and that it was packaged carefully, resisting any transit damage. On the negative side, I don't like their semi-misleading advertised cooking surface size, and the included instructions leave something to be desired. But the bottom line is that this is a great option for someone looking for a portable grilling or smoking solution and competes very well with everything else in its price range. Okay, that's all I had for today. Take care.